right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ad Brothers Test Podcast. You know, I like to welcome
the inaugural
1, 2, 3. Half of the Ad Bros are here. The other half, couple are sick, some are out of town, and some just have other obligations. They couldn't make it.
Blame it on Trump.
Blame it on Trump. I just want to thank the good people at Electro Positive for hosting us here and having us here. So, you know, just want to give a quick round of applause for them. Woo! All right, cool. So, Ad Bros, what does it mean? Who are we? So you have, just to introduce really quick, you have myself, Tony Stallion.
Tony Stallion?
So I went on the Wu-Tang Clan name generator.
Oh, Childish Gambino.
I can dig that.
I put this shit in. So
that.
we could call it TS for sure. And then we have my man to my left.
Easy Rose, baby.
Yeah,
Easy Rose.
You know me, Rose, man.
All right, you sounded real smooth.
And Rose from Brownsville. You
Brownsville. Rose from Brownsville.
Absolutely.
And then we got to the front.
I'm just going to stick with AD, man. It just make my life a lot easier. I'm AD in person. I'm AD with my closest friends. I'm AD at the job. I'm AD probably not with my closest, like my family back home. I'm from Atlanta, but yeah, the rest of the world know me as AD.
All day.
All day.
All day. So if we ever release this as a behind the scenes, you're going to hear a lot of cursing, a lot of foul shit.
Behind the scenes.
This shit gonna sound like an NWA album. All right, you heard?
1990. All right. So first off, I mean, the introduction story. AD, you one of the OGs, so I'm going to let you kind of take the reins and go from there.
I mean, if you think about it, right, you know, we all used to work together, obviously, an agency from years ago, right? A multicultural agency. So, you know, obviously I'm in the creative department. You guys obviously either doing everything from production to media buying to, you know, account leads, right?
Basically. Yeah.
But, you know, if you really think about the term ad bros in advertising, I think advertising, like what black people represent, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it's like, 4 or 5% of the known market itself. So that ideal of ain't that many brothers and sisters in the game. If you're talking about brothers in general, we're just not really there, right? That idea that, you know, when Spike talked about like, you know, where the brothers on the wall and do the right thing, right? Well, that was like, you know, the ideal of what the name Ad Bros could be. Like you add brothers or advertising brothers or brothers in advertising or just bros in general, just talking about what we do. So that's, in my opinion, like the origins of it. Like, you know, we had other names, but I think for PC purposes, Ad Bros work.
Yeah, I like
if you know what I mean.
I like that.
Brothers on the wall.
We're the brothers on the wall, man. I like that. So I'm just gonna give just my little interpretation of it.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Ad Bros, it really started out as a text thread.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 years, like we're like 3 years deep in this shit too. So like
I think it's longer than that.
maybe longer than that.
I think it's longer than 3, bro.
I'm gonna tell you why I just feel like it's 3. I think it's longer. I agree with AD, but I think I'll tell you why I think it's 3 years is because he does like an award ceremony every year. Yeah. So I felt like we just hit our 3rd one. So like that's why I just kind of...
Shout outs to my homie from Queens.
We call him Shadow.
Ghost, a.k.a. Ghostface Killer. Yeah, I mean, it was just like one of those things like, you know, all of us work together. And, you know, I knew you cats, but I wasn't as close. I know AD's had like some shows and shit, art shows. I always pulled up for those. But I felt like the text thread actually brought us really together, and we were able to like really collaborate and just bounce thoughts off one another. You know, working in this industry, per what AD said, it's not like a lot of us, and to have that commonality, like that common thought, it's like fuck it. I know I'm not crazy. Like I know I'm not bugging when I just seen this shit, or like you know you might say, oh, I seen this shit happen at work, and then everybody just jump in and say, oh, this and this is the reason. And it's just good to have, to share a thread with cats who are like all really fucking smart. And then like too, like I'm from Brooklyn. Like if you talk about where I'm from in Brooklyn, it's associated and synonymous with a lot of bullshit. And cats is from all over. Like this text thread, we got the South representing, we got Midwest representing, we got New York, Queens, Brooklyn. And it's like everybody's on the same page, and it's nothing but intellectual cats in there. So it's like, you know, we got a lot of shit going on in there. So we like, yo, let's make this shit could be a podcast. And that's how like we came to this shit today. Yeah. So we here.
I'm as AD noted, you know, I was the last member added. Obviously because I was the last person to quit. agency, and I guess they were worried.
I think I was.
Oh yeah, you were.
I was.
But I guess they didn't know if I'd be snitching or if I would air it out. So I guess they added me after I left. But it's cool. I love it. I can't say how it started, but I can say what it means to me is it's a very strong brotherhood of cats that I really respect in all facets of creativity and business. And the thing for me, it means a lot to me because like growing up, I mean, having parents, my parents all work in, New York City jobs. And I don't think we announced it in the beginning, but we're all right now locally based in New York City,
right,
all over. And, my parents worked in jobs where you have to take a test or it's a city job. And I've never had cats that worked in the ad business or in entrepreneurship in general that I can learn from and get in the ropes. Growing up, it was always just take this test or join the fire department or join the police department. And I think, as E said it, just to wrap my soliloquy up, is that I felt like it showed me that I wasn't crazy for pursuing something that wasn't, I guess, what people would think is a guaranteed job with guaranteed benefits. It's like sometimes you have to take a chance to open up the doors for other people of from my family, that are going to come up, like my little nephews and cousins and nieces and stuff. So like I just looked at this as an opportunity just to learn and sit back and learn and grow from all facets when it comes to relationships. Because some cats are married, some are single, some are dabbling in whatever they do, and travel, because travel's a big thing.
That's a huge thing.
That I love, and we can get into that or save it for another podcast. But I know we've all traveled to exquisite, great places, and I would love to give some. I would love for us to give our detailed advice, so for people out there who might be scared to travel or just scared to just take a chance, and just let them know hey, we've done it either with our significant other or solo, and it's not hard. Well, you just gotta go do it.
What's that old saying that a real wise man is a travel man? And I think the goal overall with all of us to be these wise men, right? And you want to go learn how to be wise from other wise people, and exactly. I just think traveling is like metaphorically and is literal, right? You can figuratively travel, you can literally travel, you can metaphorically travel. Right. It's one of those things that traveling is all in the mind. Right. It can be a physical thing, it can be a spiritual thing, it can be a lot of different things. And I think all of us in our life travel is cool that we're meeting here on this podcast and just when we met our agency.
I'm glad that you said that. Fuck it, we're going to go off topic. 2017, tell me the best place you traveled to last year or your favorite place you traveled to last year and why.
Last year, I didn't travel as much. I did a lot of traveling for work, but me and my wife went to Copenhagen. Right?
Talk about it.
Yeah, Copenhagen's cool. I'll give you a rundown. Art.
2 black folk in Copenhagen.
Yeah, very much so. There wasn't that many black people there. Right. Music was cool because we were playing black music, right? Art, dope. The architecture, dope. Like the city planning and the civic planning. All that stuff is dope, right? And the coffee, really good. The food,
I love coffee.
The food, trash.
Damn.
Food, trash. Well, because if you think about like Northern Europe versus like Southern Europe is kind of close to.
Yeah, like France has.
Yeah, great food in Italy. Yeah, well, these guys are influenced by other cultures, right? Or they've been invaded by other people. Like, definitely by Africans or whatever, right?
Exactly,
But if you think about like those Nordic countries, I mean, one, they don't have a whole lot of spices. It's cold. Food is functional. It's not like this thing that you use to celebrate, right? It lacks emotion. So that's what it was. The food it was trash. But the hot dogs are good because they invented hot dogs. Drinks are great too.
Oh, okay.
Just think it's just a reflection of the culture, right? If you think about most of Europe where it's cold, well, they don't have an abundance of, like horticulture. Mm-hmm. Right? So if you think about like places in like South America, Africa, the Far East, well, places where indigenous people will have origins of, they have a whole lot of like things to choose from, right? So if you think about most of Europe, they have more of a diet that's based around like dairy or like, root vegetables and things of that nature. So the flavor notes are not going to be as flavorful as you coming from like a certain country in Africa or certain countries like in South America, right? Where they use a lot of spice or indigenous spices in those areas, right? Or the animals eat the food or the vegetation in those regions so you can get that kind of flavor from the animal. Not going to get that there, right? Because it's pretty bland for the most.
So,
but the architecture there's the bomb.
Ooh, okay.
The bomb.
That's good.
If you're in architecture, go there.
So,
if you're in art, design, definitely go to Copenhagen.
So I'm gonna pass this to Rose with the caveats based on what 80 said. So tell me your favorite place based on art, food, and culture, and then if you want to add anything to that, from like just your experience, just go ahead, dive in, man.
Well, I would have to break it up a little bit. I felt like the best place it was Ibiza, Spain.
Dope.
When I was there, I didn't have an opportunity to like check out the art and shit because like I was just hanging out on my birthday. So I was just really going, all right, I'm here. I'm gonna go out, whatever, go to like these little spots. Check out like these little bars here and there, get some food, but like I really didn't. I mean, the food was good, but as far as like what was really good, I think the lamb was like really good.
Oh
man.
shit,
the lamb was really good there, and the people were like super chill because it's like a party city. I didn't do too much like drinking. Like they offered me like a lot of drugs there.
Oh,
well,
I didn't fuck around with that shit because I was there by myself, and I didn't.
Yeah, you gotta be on your toes.
Yeah, man. Like I didn't want to wake up in somebody's trunk or
basement.
For
listeners diving in, if you are not familiar with the hood experience, you have to know that if you are intoxicated, you can end up in somebody's trunk,
and you will
or basement for money, or for some Newports and Hennessy, depending on who's doing the kidnapping.
Right.
Your life might be worth less, but you got to think about those things sometimes. But actually, I'll ask this question after I tell my story. But yeah, continue. Sorry.
But from like a cultural standpoint, when I went to India, I was in New Delhi. I did the Golden Triangle, so I did New Delhi, I did Jaipur, I did Agra, I saw the Taj Mahal. If you're just talking about just visiting the Taj Mahal, like how it was like perfectly designed.
Yeah.
Like how
it's built for the king's wife, right?
Exactly.
Right?
So it was for his. It's actually a mausoleum.
Yeah.
And it's for his wife, and it's like supposed to be like a lot of secret doors in there, where there's like.
Did he have multiple wives or just that one?
No, he had multiple wives.
Oh, okay.
He had multiple wives.
Yeah, some jealous
this
women.
was his favorite wife.
Okay.
His favorite wife, and she died having their like 14th kid.
Oh damn, 14.
14th kid.
Yeah, I think it might have been his 14th kid, but. She had a few kids by him.
Gotcha.
But
okay, anyway, I'm like, Jesus.
Just the symbolism.
Whoa.
Just the symbolism. Like, I think it was made in 1653 because there's 16 gardens and 53 pools. So, like, that's how you would remember.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I mean, I think from a cultural standpoint, just the art there, the architecture, like, that shit was
gotcha. For me, sheesh. I only traveled to 2 places. So I'm kind of
only travel to 2 places.
So I'm kind of
you know how many motherfuckers I know don't travel?
All right, my bad.
Period.
You know how many people?
I like how you stunted on us just now.
Go from Queens to the Bronx.
Right. It's like cross the bridge.
So I'm gonna say Cuba.
I've been meaning to get there.
Will probably be my favorite last year. Based on the criteria I gave you guys, because I mean, one, to me, the art was phenomenal because there's an embargo on like supplies and trade, so they don't have much out there. So the items that they are able to use to create art is just phenomenal. So to me, it's just like the creative thinking out there is just incredible. The food, as I said before we got on air, in some places is really good. I forget the book. I gotta get the name of it, but one of my friends who went out there told me. There's a travel book, and it has a list of restaurants, and every restaurant in there is delicious.
Right.
He's a creative, so I trust his judgment. But like, I went to like maybe 2 places, and the food was really good. There were a lot of places it was sketchy, but if you've been there or if you know about Cuba, you know, like, because they have a lot of tourist travel, when Obama opened up the border, it was just, they were losing a lot of supplies. So I can see why sometimes sometimes I'll be at a restaurant and I'll go through the menu and literally pick three different meals in a row, and be like, "Oh, we don't have that. We're out. Oh, we don't have that. We're out."
Right.
And then I'll be like, "Yo, what the fuck do you have?" And they'd be like, "All right, let's start with what you got, and then I'll make a choice from there." And just the and just the culture, man. I love Latino and music. My family is Latino, and I just love salsa, and everything just out there is it's like a weird juxtaposition of beauty and pain, because it's beautiful, because like a lot of the homes and architecture, as you said, in Copenhagen is beautiful, and paintings and everything, but then the people are suffering, so that's the pain part.
Well, shout out to Trump for putting that that actual proverbial foot in their throats.
Exactly.
Right, since we can't even go back.
No,
right?
actually we can go back until, don't quote me on this, but we could go back until September 2018. So if you have a ticket, or if you're trying to get a ticket, you can go before. You could do a direct flight before, I think, September, and you're good.
Okay.
But don't quote me on that. Do your research.
All right, Google
that shit.
Right, fuck that.
So just to wrap this up, because
well, this segues into like the topic about the jobs thing, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a good segue into that topic. Easily.
Oh no, I was just gonna ask one more thing about travel.
Okay, sure.
That you, Rose kind of brought up. I was reading like James Baldwin and thinking of Langston Hughes, and the question is, when you traveled, how did you guys feel? Like, as opposed to America, where there's a lot of, if you're living under a rock, you wouldn't notice, but there's some racial tension out there. There's a lot of crazy shit going on. But I'll start off and just kick it to you guys. When I was in Cuba, I just felt 100% safe. Like, I felt like I didn't have to watch my back. I feel like I didn't have to worry about anything. I had a chip on my shoulder. Like, fuck it, I'm good. Yeah. But how did you guys feel when you guys were in your respective places?
In both places, like, I felt great. Especially in India, though. I'm not sure, like, there's a lot of black people there. Yeah. So as you know, it's like a lot of Hindu people, and a lot of Muslim people there. Right. And it's like, we can go over the history of Gandhi, and there's the back and forth between Hindus and Muslims. But everywhere we visited, from like the Taj Mahal to like Red Fort, like, people showed me so much love. Like, these cats were like taking selfies and like trying to put me in the selfie.
Right.
I'm like,
got that a lot.
I'm like, look at these cats, man. Like, and then I was just showing love. A lot of people went to shake my hand. I felt like I was, I don't know, man, a celebrity on a low. So, I mean, really good feeling.
I've traveled to a lot of spots, and I think the only place I can truly say I felt somewhat unsafe, I wasn't even gonna say unsafe, but it was just like, yo, you gotta watch out, motherfucker. You know what I mean? It was Egypt. I mean, it's sad to say that, because they got so many beautiful antiquities, the pyramids. And look, let's be real about this. Look, all that shit that we're like romanticizing about, people give a fuck about that, like in Egypt, because they're dealing with real things, right? They badly can feed their families. Either you got it or you don't, and people badly got it over there. For real, right? Exactly. Because, the country right now, and for a while, unfortunately, their biggest cash cow is tourism, because they don't really have a whole lot of natural resources. Right. They got a lot of sand, a lot of glass can be made from that, and they got rubber. Yeah. But that's about it. So,
it gets old quick.
It gets old quick. And more than anything, it's still, and nothing against my Muslim brothers and sisters, it still ran in a very old school manner. Muslim country is a Muslim country, right? Alexandria was very liberal. Almost felt like Brooklyn or certain parts of like New York or whatever. Cairo was crazy. It's 20 million motherfuckers there. I'm good. I saw the pyramids. That was great. Got the hell up out of there. Boom, whatever.
That shit sound like New Delhi.
Yeah, it's crazy. Luxor was dope because it was like going into the tombs and you see all this beautiful art and cartouches and hieroglyphics, and like that's doper than the pyramids in my opinion, right? Because you really can't see the pyramids when you're up on them. They're just too big, right?
Exactly.
And, I ain't trying to be funny. Driving to the pyramids, it's a lot of pollution in Egypt.
Oh, wow. Really?
Because of, unfortunately, they don't have a whole lot of civic service. Like, sanitation. Like, we take those things for granted. Like, people picking up trash.
I mean, I assume.
Yo, not a
lot of trees.
Not a lot of trees. But they have trees, like, in neighborhoods.
Okay.
But overall, yes, not a lot of trees. and it's trash like in the now, bro.
Oh,
so
shit.
nah,
like
it's
the Hudson.
yeah, it's deep, man. So I appreciate my brothers and sisters there. I was always into Egyptology, got informed. I don't have to go back, and I love them, but rock on.
All right, cool. So I mean, yeah, that I don't know if safety segues into it, but so the next topic I had on the list. It's a new year, so happy New Year's 2018. If you didn't know, unless you're Chinese and the Chinese New Year coming up, you're in 2018.
What's the year though? What year is it? The Chinese New Year?
I think this is the year of the dog. Is it?
yeah,
I gotta look it up. I gotta look shit up. But so what does the new year mean to you at work? New opportunities.
I got a
You gotta
promotion.
be careful.
Oh, okay.
I got a promotion.
Shit! Congrats, bro.
I finally took 3 goddamn years, almost 4 years, but I got a promotion.
Word. All right, shouts to that.
That was cool. It's funny. Where I'm at is a tech company that does a whole lot of advertising type. I wouldn't say projects because we don't do anything media related. It's all like experience design, but it still uses a lot of the advertising antics in terms of briefings and approaching the work with a creative idea based off a brief. And, even how we pitch back to the client, like some of the ideas around, what we're trying to design for these guys. It's still in that lane of advertising, but it's not advertising. But I just sometimes think that, what's going to disrupt that? Because that kind of disrupt advertising, right? And disruption can happen with any and everybody nowadays. It's not just the music industry. It's not just, taxi drivers. It's not just delivery service. Like disruption can come from anywhere. And I work for a company that actually, help other industries disrupt themselves. But I feel like we may go through our own disruption. But I'm not really tripping. It's like whatever.
Gotcha.
It's just a job.
What about you, man? How you feel about New Year?
I'm not really tripping about it. I mean, my approach is like everything that I do, like I want to win. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
year in, year out.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you wait until? Are you one of those people who wait until the new year to be like,
No.
all right, I'm gonna start?
No.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think, for people that do that, it's cool, whatever. But I'm just, like, I know where the end goal is with, like, a lot of shit. Because I know I don't have that much time, right? So anything I do, like, there's a start and there's a finish with me.
Yeah.
So I'm working towards whatever that shit is. Like, but I already had it out in my mind 2 years ago or 3 years ago. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like, all right, it's just about making adjustments.
Right.
Because, for me, in a lot of ways, and especially in this industry, and you hit on something earlier that was like really, it stuck out to me because you talked about your parents, right?
Yeah.
And you also talked about like, when you were coming up, what was important was take this test, take that test, right? Like I grew up where it's like, all right, go to church and go to school.
Yeah.
Like, go to school to do what? And it's like, you're not, I felt like in a lot of ways I wasn't cultivated in a way where it's like,
I totally get
where it's like, yo, you know what? We're going to fucking put this money together and send Rose to learn how to fucking computer science or like coding or do some type of shit like that. Like my summers was like fucking basketball, hanging out and all that shit. So the point I'm trying to get to is like in this game we're at, we're always, I don't want to use hustle because that word is like kind of cheap.
Right.
But to your point, it's like
You're looking for that next.
them motherfuckers who took that approach, like they just looking for a pension. It's like I got this job.
Yeah. There's no pensions in advertising.
Right. Ain't no pensions. Like you got to keep working. You have to keep moving around, and you got to stack. And you got to. But you're always until you have your own shit.
Oh, I'm getting a liquor store.
Yeah. But you're always, but this industry teaches you how to bet on yourself.
You do.
Because you're betting and you're competing every fucking day.
You do.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's what I've learned. So like that's just my mindset. It's like Kobe talk about that Mamba mindset. I'm not comparing myself to Kobe at all. I'm just saying it's like,
are you the same beast, but a different animal?
Sorry,
like,
my bad.
Yo.
But you know what I'm saying. So like I have things that I know that I want to do.
Yeah.
And
respect.
That shit is gonna happen regardless.
Yeah.
So whatever. I don't because it's like again, I don't have that much time left.
Yeah, and you don't want to get comfortable.
But what about you?
So for me, New Year's means motherfuckers getting brown box.
This is true.
That's true.
ASAP.
It's very true.
So personally, I have had a positive New Year experience.
And for you guys that don't know what brown box means,
oh yeah, tell them.
It means that they fired your ass.
Yeah.
And they bring a brown box to clear out your room or your
Actually,
desk or your cubicle.
You know what I learned now?
What?
You still carry a brown box, but
But now the brown box is huge.
You leave immediately.
You leave immediately.
And then you come back.
Oh, no, they mail it to you.
Oh, not
They
well,
mail it
well,
shit.
Right,
they,
okay.
they let you come back.
They let you back in the building?
Late
Nah,
night. HR stands over your shoulder while you're clearing out your desk.
Yeah.
Some guy came back last week. I was scared. I thought he had a shotgun.
He might. Yeah.
I was like, damn, he's old school. He got to be over 40.
It's called brown bag.
Brown bag.
Brown
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, for those in the industry you work in, you know, the new year can be very positive, but it can also mean with new, because there's new representative, there's a new CCO,
Yeah.
there's new heads of different departments, and it's just like, yo, like sometimes they use that as an opportunity to clear house, whether they've lost a client or they have new people.
Right.
You know, you just like Rose said, you gotta be on your toes, and you gotta be ready to move, and you gotta be knowing how to hustle.
Yeah, you got nimble.
And
You gotta be nimble,
I
man.
think you just got, you know, that my only piece of advice New Year's, always keep your connects close and your networks close, and just don't get comfortable. Like just keep it moving.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
you know, speaking of the ad game, this leads me to my next point. Favorite ad of the year,
I don't know, man. I mean,
or activation if you don't have an ad. Because I have like an activation.
Okay.
I don't really have an ad.
I mean, look.
Rosie, I'm gonna let you think because I know you ain't bringing.
I mean, look,
yo, jump into it, man.
I mean,
Let
look,
us
I
know.
haven't watched a whole lot of primetime TV, right? But I do follow things on Ad Week and, you know, like Ad Age and, you know, Fast Company, whatever. So I'm just going to say the one I like the most. It kind of hit me the hardest. I ain't going to say the hardest, but I feel like it did a couple different things very well. It's this thing called Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
By Apple, right? Shot on the iPhone. This is part of that whole shot on the iPhone campaign.
Gotcha. Actually, I like that too.
Yeah. So that whole campaign basically used user-generated content, or what we call UGC, to basically create a campaign with people utilizing their products, such as iPhones, iPads, or whatever, to, you know, create this shot on the iPhone campaign. But this one particular one was talking about Earth, and I felt like Apple sometimes do a good job hitting up the culture when it's contextual and relevant.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you're talking about like global warming. He had this voiceover from this guy by the name of Carl Sagan, and he was mentioning about like this notion about Earth, right? Like it's nothing like it. You know, Earth is where we make our last stand. It underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and preserve and cherish the only home we ever know. That came directly from the campaign. That's a VO. And I just feel like the campaign did a couple different things well. It got people who are creatives involved by user-generated content. It used great storytelling around this notion of Earth. And it narrated like that whole point beautifully with the content, as well as, you know, you think about Apple, the technology company, and most people don't think about technology company as storytellers, but they're like the ultimate storytellers. And it made the ad a little bit more relevant of the times, as opposed to, here's an iPhone to buy, right? It's like, here's what's going on in the world, and we should probably be paying attention to Earth. It's the only place we really got that we can call home, and to have people fuel that campaign, I thought it was dope.
Dope.
Yeah.
So just to jump in, I mean, for me, I'm not gonna lie, I looked this up while we was doing this podcast, but to me,
Fuck it.
one of the things that really stood out to me was if you guys remember the Fearless Girl statue that they put,
Yeah, I saw that too.
Put down in Wall Street,
Yeah.
and I don't know, I just thought it was like a great physical piece and campaign because it just kind of stood out, and it was kind of disruptive. It got a lot of press, it got a lot of social media, and
Wasn't it like a financial company actually fund that? It was, if I'm not mistaken, some other finance company. Because that's in front of the bull, right?
Yeah,
the Merrill
it was
Lynch,
in front of
the
the
Merrill
bull.
Lynch
Yeah,
bull, right?
yeah.
I think it was another finance company,
that's interesting.
or like what we call like a fintech or financial services company that actually funded that. So it's almost like they're taking jabs at this bull with a little girl, being that last year was the woman.
Yeah.
And this little girl now has to kind of fend off this bull, right? But it's funny. I think that same finance company ran by a bunch of guys who don't have no women on the board. I can't remember, right? I got to go back and look at it because I saw.
We're gonna get the info.
It was crazy.
And
it was
really
something
speak to it.
controversial about that.
Yeah, I mean, but to me, regardless of the controversial part, I thought it was really inspiring. I mean, like, I have a 2-year-old niece, and it's just like as much positive vibes for like pushing, women in the right direction. I think this was really good, and this is something like, I mean, she's 2, so she probably wouldn't understand it, but as she gets older and she Googles it and looks it up, like I think it would be cool to see, like, oh shit, that's really cool, like,
right,
the
before and
that's
after.
a dope, yeah, that's a dope piece.
What about you, Ro?
What about you, Rose?
Nah, so like my shit is gonna be kind of corny, but fuck it. Like one is like a PSA.
PSAs are great.
Yeah. It's like
PSA by.
It's like a bullying PSA of Burger King. So
Oh
basically,
yeah, that was funny.
yeah, I thought it was funny, and
I thought that was funny.
This dude at the job had actually, because like we do the shit at the job where we got to present some shit like every week, and then we talk about all this like ads and shit. And there's one dude at the job. He did this shit. I was like, yo, this shit is kind of funny, but whatever.
Right.
People got their feelings about PSAs, whatever. So basically, it's these kids. They're all actors, of course, and they're in a Burger King. And what is happening is like,
Shouts to What Would You Do?
Right,
They
exactly.
stole that idea.
So basically, one of the kids, they're getting bullied
Right.
by this 2 or 3 other kids.
Is it cyberbullying or regular bullying?
Not
Nah,
regular
it's real.
bullying.
Like
It's
real bullying.
bullying.
Like
Yeah,
we used to
the
experience.
bullying we dealt with.
from
In your face.
in your face.
Okay.
And then what happens is like they're waiting to see if like an adult will like just step in or say something. So the flip on it is Burger King said like whoever didn't help, we're gonna bully your fucking Whopper. So like you got a guy back there like punching motherfuckers Whoppers and shit and
word?
giving it
Totally
to them.
fucking
Oh, word. Nerd. I like that. That's kind of dope.
So and then when a person gets their food,
Yeah.
they're like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, why is my Whopper smashed in? And I'm like, let me talk to the manager. And then at the end of it, it's like 2 people who came in and helped, and it was like a lady and a guy. And then
Yeah, I thought that was beautiful.
That's dope.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of dope. And then the person was like, yo, you didn't see the kid over there getting bullied. Why you didn't help? And then kind of making the people feel
Nah, I
bad.
like that because it's like, okay, so you inquiring about why your Whopper got fucked up, but you saw some kid getting jacked up and you didn't do anything. So,
Right.
But now you want to actually do something about a burger.
Right.
Like, that's ill. That's actually
and the
pretty
thing
ill.
about that shit is because, like, I feel like, especially in New York, we live in a society. It's like we just mind our fucking business. I'm on a train.
Right.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? I don't want what the young dude say. I don't want no
Smoke.
I don't want no smoke.
I don't want no
You know what
smoke.
I'm saying? I don't want no smoke. Just I'm because like really our mind frame is getting from A to B.
Yeah.
So like I'm just trying to get to work. So
Exactly.
and now I think it kind of made a play on that to say, all right, you know what, step in and say some shit.
Gotcha. Nah, I like that. Yeah, I thought that was a dope ad. So, all right, we couldn't have a podcast without talking about some Trump shit.
Of course.
So,
it's the year of the Trump.
This is today is January 18th, and if you do know or don't know, Trump said some things about countries.
It's all alleged. Let's say allegedly he said this.
Yeah.
We gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
We gonna
yeah,
do
we
this.
gotta put the asterisk because no one's admitting it.
He said it.
Come on, son.
He said this
Come
shit
on,
in
fam.
in the White House allegedly.
But anyway, let me tell you guys what the quote was. I was looking it up. So
Fuck it, he
the
said
exact quote, one of the sources who was briefed said that, why do we want all these people from Africa here? They're shithole countries. We should have more people from Norway. And I could kick this off. And then also, just to follow up, he also said, and I think, no, not that he said it, it's actually happened. He has a current ban on Haitians from applying for low-skill work visas.
Yeah.
So, just to jump into the quote, I mean, I don't expect anything less from our commander-in-chief. I can't remember what comedy special it is, but Chris Rock had this joke where he said if he was getting interviewed by Matt Lauer or somebody and he jumped across the table and started stabbing him in his neck, Chris Rock would be mad at himself
For letting
Right.
Matt
for
Lauer.
not
Exactly.
recognizing the racism. He was like, yo, I should have expected that.
Just shit coming.
So, I don't expect anything less. I mean, my only disappointment in the government and what's going on is the people who are coming out of this meeting saying, oh, I didn't hear anything. I don't know what was going on. I didn't
And
really
see,
catch that.
and when
I didn't
some-
really catch that line.
And when somebody say that means they said it.
yeah.
Right? Because like everybody gonna say, I don't know. So everybody don't motherfucking know.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Somebody know.
I don't know how many people were in the room, but
I mean, look, whether he said it or not, I mean, in my opinion, it don't even really matter. He's
Word.
a 70-year-old, wealthy, rich white guy, not super literate. He's very privileged. I mean, he's just being himself, right? He catered his base. I mean, more than anything, this is him really liking all this attention, right?
Oh,
my
yeah, he
biggest
loves
issue,
it.
my biggest issue here with more than anything is that a person like him is like really inspiring people in Congress to pass these type of laws, and what's supposed to make this country so quote unquote great, in my opinion, is the diversity, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
But he's been biased, right? Norway versus Haiti versus countries in Africa,
And then they try to defend it by saying like, oh no, he actually meant skilled workers and people who are trained.
That
and,
motherfucker
and
just too
people who went
petty.
to college and people who know this other stuff. Yeah,
He's
but
just
go
too-
ahead. Yeah,
Nah, I'm just saying, like, he's just too petty. Like, I mean, the reality is, everything he's doing right now is so fixed on what the previous president did, and I'm just gonna
I'm
do the fucking.
sorry to laugh because it's just funny because it's just such bullshit. No, not what you're saying. Not what you're about to say.
It
but
is
just
no, I
because
agree.
It's just
I
such
agree. It's
bullshit.
like it's he's just trying to reverse the previous
yeah,
president.
because
right? And it's
who
like-
really wanted a black man? In
I think,
charge?
but here's the thing. Like, it's less about all that shit because, like, I kind of knew where we were going directionally, and to be honest, like, I wasn't really fucking with Hillary neither. But that's another conversation. But here's the thing.
We got two other podcasts we got to do. We got to do religion.
Hillary had a problem.
We got to do religion in the black community.
Super predators.
And then we got to talk about
She had a
Hillary.
problem.
And how her
Fuck Hillary.
husband fucking put more black people in prison
Ooh,
than
yeah.
fucking
Talk
ever
about
slaves
it.
in America. But that's
Talk
another
about
conversation.
it.
We ain't gonna
Another
talk about
podcast.
that.
But
That's
yeah,
another podcast.
she had
But
a
here's the
problem,
thing.
though.
Here's the thing with him. It's like it's just more about a reflection of the people, right?
That's
'Cause
true. Yeah.
It's the people who are like, not
guy's
saying
okay.
nothing about
Yeah.
this bullshit or actually, pushing this shit forward.
Right.
So
I mean,
that's my thing.
Nobody wants to admit when they did something wrong.
I don't think that they thought that they were wrong though.
No, but what I'm saying is if they pull him out of office, that's going to be admitting we
But
fucked up.
here's the thing: like a lot of this shit needs to change. Like from the founding fathers, quote unquote, and how America used to be. Like shit has fucking changed. Look, the Bible changed and church changed with the Vatican too.
Hey,
right? With
gets
media
updated every
and all
year.
that shit.
It
So
updates every
I
year.
feel like just like this, as far as like relationships, marriages, like we're just in a time where like the internet and fucking technology is running shit. We need to adjust the margins and change the rules a little bit for some of the shit that's happening.
So first rule, anybody over 60 can't be president. How about that? I mean, think about it. Think about anybody that's 70 plus. They don't like nobody.
Oh, yeah, they don't like
Now, my mom is 70.
I was
plus.
telling somebody-
She don't like none of us.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Shit, when I be 70, I'm cursing everybody the fuck out.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Word.
I mean, think
Grandkids.
about anybody that's over 70,
Yeah.
right?
Trip almost 70, right?
Oh.
Yeah, edit that out. But yeah, he don't like
Edit
nobody.
that
But yeah, he likes nobody.
Angry black
Yeah,
man.
he is angry. I'm angry, but he is angry. But yeah, I mean, you think about it, over a certain age, unless you're like really chill, most people over a certain age just hate everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And it just get exacerbated or, fueled with more things such as,
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree.
immigration or quote unquote lack of jobs because Americans are not skilled workers and we're too lazy to learn how to
and that's-
goddamn code.
I think that's
fuck is
associated
doing
with
coal
change.
mining?
Like
It is associated with change.
That
Older people don't
perspective
like to change.
is associated
they
with
hate
change.
Yeah.
And it's like, because you got to think, when that motherfucker was coming up, us even being in this game,
Us doing this podcast.
right?
What?
You see that shit coming?
There'll be a lit cross right outside.
Come
Right.
on. And we so really surprised. It's the same
That's what I'm
guy.
saying.
Same guy who took out an ad against the Central Park 5.
Exactly.
And he turned out to be innocent.
Yeah, I will say the one good thing about Trump, not Trump,
Damn,
but
he gotta start with a preference.
I did go to Trump Tower one time because I was pretty interested after he got elected. Like, hey, like what's the big deal with this guy? What's the
Right.
big deal with this place?
His daddy gave him $2 million to start off. That's the big deal.
Okay, now I'm just talking about the building itself.
The difference between
But Trump ice cream is actually really good. in the building.
Hold on.
So I'm gonna just tell a quick story. So,
You ate this motherfucker ice cream?
so I don't know if he's
Pause.
I don't know if he's personally producing it, but I had a creative. He was like, "Hey, you know this ice cream shop in Trump Tower?"
Right.
So I was like, "All right, fuck it, let's go check it out." So it was me, two creatives. One guy was kind of protesting, but I was like, "Yo, chill, because I'm gonna get shot just for going with y'all."
Right. And they ain't gonna fuck with you.
They ain't gonna fuck with
the other
them.
dude.
They ain't gonna fuck with them.
Yeah, when I say you, I mean the other guy.
And so we went in there. You know, he has like black employees in there, but it's just to paint the picture. It feels like literally when you walk in the door and you're in the building, it feels like you're literally in the 80s because nothing in that building has changed
Since then.
architectural.
Since he built it.
Since he built it.
Yeah.
I heard his office like that. I heard his
I'm sure.
office is pretty much the same way what it was when he first, moved into the building as it was built, right? Like, things are fading on the wall. I heard that same exact thing. I was reading that book, Fire and Fury. Talked about that. Great book, by the way.
But I will say I did not pay for the ice cream, but it was delicious.
What flavor did you have? I pause.
Cookies and cream.
Of course you did. Cookies and cream.
Of course. Like, that's
Yo,
what it was.
you got
Anyway,
the
we
most. You go to a hold up. You go to a Trump building, got his shit, getting ice cream, and you got the softest fucking ice cream up in there. Yo,
They
and
had gelato too.
That's
but I
the
didn't
equivalent.
want that shit.
Yo, that's the equivalent of going to like a Klan rally, expecting like a kumbaya moment.
Fuck Trump.
Damn, Tony.
We moving on. We moving on. So Grammy predictions or
I'll be real with you.
I don't fuck with that shit. I don't care about it, really.
I should,
Nah,
but I don't care.
but
Look, I'm gonna say maybe K-Dot may get one.
so let me jump into the categories real quick and then
Okay.
And then
Are we
I just wanna
picking
hear-
who
I
we
just
think will
wanna-
win or who we want to win?
No, who you think will win? I'm gonna throw out a category, the list, and you
Okay.
tell me who you like in that list. All right, record of the year: Redbone, Childish Gambino,
That shit was dope.
That's a dope
Despacito,
one.
Luis Fonsi, and Daddy Yankee featuring Justin Bieber.
See, I don't know nobody but Childish Gambino on that list. So I'm
The Story of OJ, Jay-Z.
well, that's dope.
That shit's dope.
That's dope.
Humble by Kendrick Lamar, and 24 Karat Magic, Bruno Mars.
That shit might win because that
'cause
shit
it's
is
pop.
that's that pop.
I mean,
shit.
Despacito. Was,
I mean,
Yo,
man,
Bruno
record,
Mars is a
but-
fake ass Miles Day. I mean, not Mars Day
That
is
was
dope.
dope, but you say he's
Like
a fake
ass.
one.
That shit
So
is-
you ain't feeling that shit he did with Cardi B?
Man, I don't fuck with none of that shit, man.
Yo, Rose Keys.
Who you
know what
think
I'm
win in that category?
I'm gonna tell you who I want to win. I really want that story of OJ to win, and the
Yeah, I
reason
want that
why
to win. That was dope.
because you
That
know
was dope.
what? So here's the thing. I fucking listen to story of OJ at least when I go to work, like at least 3 times a week.
It's a good
And the
narrative.
thing about the song, he
It's a
only
good
mentions
narrative.
OJ one
Yeah,
time
exactly.
in the song
In the beginning.
But the thing about it is, so I broke the shit down. And I thought about, it, I was like, yo, this shit is dope, right? So he says, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Like, okay. So then he's like, house, whatever, don't F with me. So now you got the street cat who's telling his perspective.
Yeah.
And then he goes and Jay says, I tell him, please don't die over the neighborhood that your mama ran. So like now it's 2 perspectives. Like,
Right.
and he was both cats. So now it's like, what lens are you looking at?
Right.
And then you just have a nigga,
perspective.
you have
I mean,
a motherfucker.
yeah.
You have a motherfucker like OJ who just like, I'm so disconnected from all this shit. Like this shit, like y'all go fight that battle.
Yeah.
I'm OJ.
Yeah.
I ain't got this shit.
So
and how he
anyway,
ended up.
But so you want OJ to win?
I want that shit to win.
I agree.
So we just gonna go with what you want to win.
Sorry.
Album of the year: Awaken My Love, Childish Gambino, 444 Jay-Z, Damn Kendrick Lamar, Melodrama Lord, and 24 Karat Magic. I keep saying it.
So those
Bruno
last
Mars.
2 trash in my
I ain't
opinion.
fucking with that shit.
Fuck that. I mean, yeah, I can say
That's
that.
like
I'm
for
a
the little
music
kids
fan.
and
yeah, whatever.
You know what that shit is like? You
What?
ever seen the 5 Heartbeats?
Yeah.
And you know the dude, who's the dude, Flash? He joined
Yeah,
the
yeah.
group, and then he did the shit at the end of the movie. He had the gold hair,
Crossing
and then
over.
he was like hammer
crossing
dancing
over,
and
yeah,
shit. And all the
yeah.
kids was like, yeah.
That's what
and then
people want.
and then motherfuckers be like, yo, this dude is a Flash. Y'all like Flash? That's how I feel about.
I feel like those first 3 you mentioned is a hard one. So, I mean, look, if I had to just pick one, I mean, I'm gonna go with K-Dot.
I'm gonna go with Jay.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm going to go with K-Dot because I want him to win, but I feel like Jay is owed.
I gotta hear
I
this
feel like
K-Dot
Jay,
album.
I feel like
again.
Jay is owed from the years of non-Grammy.
And you talking about this is rap album of the year? Or
This is album of the
album of the year.
Album. overall.
See,
Oh, so that's a different. I
Yeah.
get at the J.
That-
I get at the J. Jay need that.
and that Childish Gambino album was fire.
Yo, that's a dope album, though, man.
Yo.
Yo, front. That's a dope album. I mean, look, if any one of those get it, I'll be cool. But just off respecting the OG, I give it a J. If I had to go off something that was purely like pure music, that Childish Gambino shit,
That,
man.
the Kendrick album
But
is
K-Dot
fire,
dope though.
but I like the other one better, and that's
saying,
what
like,
that's
K-Dot
what
shit
that's
was
the
dope.
problem I have, because sometimes I look at the work you did like right before it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, nah, I like that shit better.
yeah.
So, you know, K Dot, if he win, I'm happy with that.
Well, okay, let's talk a little bit about that, right? So, what was the last hip hop urban act to win album of the year?
Oh, I don't even know.
I know Outkast won it like a long time
I
ago
don't
with
even follow the Grammys.
"Speak About Love Below," right? But I can't remember was there anybody after that, right? So if you look at it like this, those three top that we just mentioned, they're from the hip hop community. Even the Childish Gambino album was a straight up and down music album, right? But he's still hip hop.
Yeah, he raps.
He's still a hip hop dude.
And he got bars.
He got bars. So I feel like if any one of those win, then the culture wins, right? And you're talking about real hip hop. So I don't know. I mean, for me, album of the year, if I had to get to somebody, I get to Jay. Why not?
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. Outkast 2004
That was last time, right?
album.
That album was-
Album of the year. That's crazy.
Yo.
2004. That's 14 years ago.
And then before that, and if you want, I don't think Steely Dan is not black, right?
Steely Dan is a white group.
Okay,
They got
Lauryn Hill 99.
99.
Damn. It's
And
education.
and then before that, Whitney Houston 94. So
Steely
it's
Dan,
like
dope.
there's so many gaps in
A lot of
terms
people-
of like a black
Peter Gunn
act
sample that.
won it. The last person to win it, just for people who want to know, Adele
damn.
won it last year.
But we just talking about urban acts, right?
Yeah.
Well, just say black acts. I don't
Yeah.
because everybody knows
Urban,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Whatever. But so you saying Outkast, Lauryn Hill, and Whitney Houston win the album of the year.
Yeah.
Did Michael Jackson ever win album of the year?
Let me go through the list.
'Cause, I mean,
Shit, off the wall.
you mean
or
to
something.
tell me
Off the wall.
all this beautiful music we've been producing, we've only gotten the album of the year?
But that's why I don't care about it. Like,
That's why it's
and
bullshit.
this is why
I agree.
Like,
It's bullshit.
I
He
mean,
won it in '84 for Thriller.
That's it?
what about Off the Wall? I ain't win nothing.
Nah, well, it didn't win album of the year. I didn't go through.
Nah, sorry. Don't worry about it, because I
Damn.
don't.
84?
Yeah, man.
God
I
damn.
don't give a fuck about the Grammys. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck about the
God.
Oscars. Like,
All right, so real quick, just to wrap this up.
I love how-
No, I'm just saying, since you're talking about rap, let's just keep it in rap.
Love it. Fuck it.
Best rap performance: Bounce Back, Big Sean, Bodak Yellow, Cardi B, 444, Jay-Z, Humble, Kendrick, Bad and Bougie, Migos.
when they say rap performance, are they
Yeah, what
mean
do
like
you mean
on
by that?
stage?
I
Like,
think they mean on stage, yeah.
I don't know. I don't ever seen motherfuckers perform.
Well, actually, no, that's a weird topic. I mean, that's a weird category.
That is a
because the
weird
next
category.
category.
I'm gonna go with Bad and
No,
Bougie
I
because
was-
that shit was
well,
just
I
fire.
was gonna say
Yeah, it was.
the next category is best rap sung performance. So I don't know. It's weird the way they categorize. 'Cause
we could look it up
All right,
at
yeah,
some
we
point.
could
But
look
I
it
mean, I guess I'm gonna go with Bad and Bougie because that shit was just
It
fire.
caught the culture.
Yeah,
They
that
caught
shit
the
caught
culture.
All right, let's move on from that. And then we just wrap it up with the last two: best rap song, Bodak Yellow. I'm not even gonna read it because he got mad. All the writers on this shit. Bodak Yellow, Chase Me, Humble.
What's Chase Me?
Chase Me.
Pop shit. You
Some
ain't gonna
pop
like.
shit.
You ain't gonna like. Rap shit.
Humble, Sassy, and then the story of OJ.
What
That's
the fuck
rap
is
song?
What's sassy?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. We gonna have to play that. Oh,
Yo.
it's from Rhapsody. So
Rhapsody dope.
Rhapsody's
I
Oh, yeah.
respect Rhapsody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like them.
Yeah, Rhapsody. She
I
dope
don't
as
know.
shit.
I've seen
I don't know.
I've seen Humble live. I always had to say Humble, man.
I give it
I
humble.
don't care.
I gotta give it to
I-
him.
Whoever.
Yo,
All right.
Jose like whatever.
I
give it a humble.
Last category, and then we go into the
care
next
about them
topic. 444 best rap album. 444. Damn. Culture. Layla's Wisdom by Rhapsody. And always my name the artist because I feel like you should know who the other people were. Or Flower Boy, Tyler the Creator.
I like
What?
Flower Boy.
Flower Boy dope.
I like Flower Boy, but I don't know if it's
Best
on.
rap?
It's best
No,
rap
not
album.
bad.
Out
I
of
like
those,
Flower Boy.
I like
Flower
it.
Boy dope, but
Shouts to Tyler because I like
I like
Tyler,
Tyler, man.
He's always experimenting.
Yeah, he is. He's pushing it.
Some shit new.
But come on,
shit,
you're gonna
yeah.
have to give it to Jay, man. I mean, yo, you
To
kind
me-
of have to, right?
To me, it's a If Jay wins best
It's Jay and
album,
K-Dot.
if Jay wins best album, K-Dot gotta get best rap album.
I give you that.
Because he got robbed when
Mac
Good
Lamar?
Kid, Mad City came
Yeah,
out, and
well-
he didn't get that fucking Grammy for it.
Yeah, I give it to K-Dot and Jay get best.
Yeah. Because to me, K-Dot, if you listen to Damn, for those who haven't listened, it's just a consistent story and a cadence
great story.
and a vibe. And I feel like he took all the albums and put it into this one and made it great, but not poppy. And I just feel like just the way he raps and the shit he put together, and also
I'm gonna listen to that
tie it
tonight.
all together. The tour, because I went to the tour. I went to see him at Barclays.
Yeah, I didn't
My
see the tour.
God,
Tour was good.
bro, like everything K-Dot has been doing, from like his new stylist, shouts to Diane, his stylist, to everything he's been doing, it has been elevated. And I respect Jay. I mean, I think he deserves it. But I mean, K-Dot for this year, it's like, I feel like he took it to another level. But
I gotta listen to that album again. I'm gonna just go with the J, just because
Best rap album.
Brooklyn shit.
not necessarily just Brooklyn shit. It's just like maturation, like just a maturity
He has
level.
matured.
Like, and it's like,
I agree
and
with
it's
that.
almost
Yeah.
like, but it's not corny.
It's
Like,
like,
it's like, yo, you talking about like you got a track like Legacy, and he's talking to his daughter like, yo, like the definition of generational wealth, and and just certain things that he touched on.
Right.
I mean, because like if you think about like Lauryn Hill's album was a great album, it was great because of the content. Not to say that K-Dot doesn't have great content, because he does.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: it's almost like how how I feel. We talked about this. Like I feel like J. Cole. Like I like J. Cole. J. Cole's dope, but the shit that he raps about,
you don't
it's
feel
not
it.
I don't
No, yeah,
feel
you
it. Like
ain't
it's not a
feel it.
reflection of me. You talking about the first time he had his
Crazy,
lose
y'all both went to
virginity.
the same college and shit.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just saying, like, you talking about, like, I ain't never did this before. Like, that doesn't mean that much to me. Like, that may now.
I fuck with
there's
J. Cole,
people
for the
that
record.
now he's talking to a specific audience. is what
Yeah,
I'm
it
saying.
ain't us.
I'm saying that audience
me.
is no. That's cool. That's cool. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
Whatever.
All right.
So that's kind of like just where I.
Nah, I feel you,
Yeah.
man. I totally feel you.
All right, so I like how you said that, and that's a great way to wrap this first podcast up. Want to give a round of applause for the ad bros that
Did
made
it? We did it. Brooklyn, we did it.
Next time we gonna have everybody and more people on. It's gonna be a tough crowd and a lot more conversation. But no, I like what you said. It's just like not only doing something, but you said shaping that craft and perfecting it. And I think that's really important. It's like, if for our audience out there, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna jump into something new or something you always want to do. Don't just do it one time and say you did it.
Gotta make adjustments.
Do it. Examine yourself. Critique yourself. Ask your friends if they really your friends. They'll critique you and give you positive feedback and you keep making it better. You don't gotta be a pro, but be good.
But that's the purpose of ad bros. We keep each other in check a lot of times in whatever we do. So
Exactly.
that's real.
And, I just want to shout out again Electro Positive for, letting us host this first episode.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're going to get some sponsors and we're going to get some money, some more liquor, some more ratchet conversations. And, join us next time. The Oscars are coming up. So
Trash.
And I don't give a fuck
I
about
don't
it.
care about that.
But we'll stick around for that.
Yeah, we talk.
I love
a culture.
film, so that's the topic that's near and dear to my heart. So I definitely want to talk about that. So, but
I love films too. I just don't give a fuck about the Oscars.
oh man, I love
Rose
it.
is an anarchist.
All right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I love you.
Peace.
Good morning, good evening, and good night.
Peace.